I have random thoughts in my head, and sometimes I let them come out of my mouth. Hey guys, welcome back to Random Thoughts. We have with us Ashley. And our topic tonight was about registering to vote, whether you should register or not. Ashley, are you registered to vote?
I am.
I'm not. I know, I'm not. And you know, to be honest, I don't know if it's, I don't really have a good reason why not, other than when I turned 18, it was the year that George W. Bush was running for president. And my birthday was the day of voting day. Oh. So I was told that day I could not register, and I had to wait. And in my mind, I was like, well, what's the point? The presidency's over, and I'm 18. I don't really care about any other things, so I just never did. And
until 4 years later, what about then?
I just didn't care. I felt like it was rigged. I just didn't care. I really didn't.
Well, I kind of agree with you, though, because there were several years that I was eligible to, register to vote that I didn't. And, but most recently, when it came time to pick between, who was it? Obama and, was it,
what's his name? The guy with Carrie. The guy with all the kids.
Yeah. Well, I kind of knew in my mind that because we live in the Bible Belt, that Obama wouldn't win the state.
Mm-hmm.
I was just convinced in my head from listening to, because even though I'm not a very political person, I do read the newspaper every Sunday, and I do, watch the news, and so I kind of knew what was up and what the people who estimate who's going to take the state were saying. And I was just convinced in my head that Obama's not going to win the state. And all of my friends and family and people that I knew were voting for Obama. Now, I was a little bit leery about whether or not I wanted Obama to be reelected. And I didn't really want Kerry to win either. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know, some members of my family were speaking so negatively about Obama, and they were speaking even more negatively about not voting at all. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of felt like, okay, well, I'm going to take the easy way out. I know that Obama's not going to win North Carolina, and so I'm going to vote, and I'm going to vote for Obama. Mm-hmm. But not because I want him to win, but just because I know that he's not. And sure enough, he didn't win North Carolina, and I still got to vote. So I made everybody happy without having to worry about the consequences. Because I don't know, a lot of times when I vote, I kind of feel like, what is one vote going to do? Mm-hmm. And I understand that if everybody thinks the same way, that it's, your one vote, if everybody thought that, then that one vote turns into hundreds and thousands and millions of votes. But me as a person, I've never seen an election come down to, okay, it's 900 million thousand people voting for this person, and then 899.999% voting for this person. Oh, if only Ashley would have voted for that one person, they would have won.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you. I've just never been a political person. I mean, down to the point that when I see the news come on, I change the channel. I'm just that disinterested. Yeah. I check for the weather, I check for the traffic, and then I'm off. Well, that used to be me. I watch it more now. And then after a while, it became, again, my vindictive nature. I just want to do the opposite of what people tell me to do. When Obama was running the first time, I didn't register because everyone kept telling me to. Yeah. Oh, you're black. You should vote the black president in. Well, just because you told me to, I'm not gonna now, And
now that raises, a racial debate as well. And I'm sure,
I've gotten that 100
this conversation is already going to stir the pot. But do you feel that Obama became president because he got the minority vote, and that there were minorities that were not aware of the political issues and voted just because, oh, he's the black one?
I agree. I do think.
Do you think
that? I do think that most black people who didn't vote before or ever cared did just because a black man was running. I do believe that. I had so many people tell me when he was running the first time, you should vote because all those people who came before us fought to get, the right to vote, and you're letting them down. letting them down. They did what they did to give me the right to vote. That
Not
also
the right
gives
to vote
me,
for a black person.
exactly, and
the
that
right
also
to vote,
gives me
period.
the right to not vote.
Yeah.
You know, so like I've always felt like if you don't pay attention or you don't have any clue what's going on, why put your foot in and make a choice?
I feel like it's much worse to vote for someone just because of the color of their skin.
And I wasn't going to do that.
Because that's what everybody else wants you to do, than to not vote at all. Like, I'd rather you not vote.
Exactly. And that's how I felt. I've always felt like I don't know what's going on. I'm not paying attention at all. Why I put my 2 cents in to make a choice on something I don't have any interest in.
As a matter of fact, I will go so far as to say that I believe that people should be tested prior to voting.
I like that.
That they should have some kind of basic understanding of, you know, where the political running mates are in terms of their beliefs and what they stand for, so that it doesn't become a popularity. Because I don't think that the presidency should be a popularity contest. There's way too much at stake with it being the leader of a country for it to be, oh, well, he's black, so hey, let's vote for him. Like, I think that there should be some kind of test. I mean, you have to take a test to get a driver's license. I think you should take a test to pick your president.
Exactly. I like that. I like that. And I mean, and then, you know, registering to vote isn't just presidency either. And that's the other thing people don't understand. You're also picking your mayors, your congressmen. You know, there's lots of things you end up voting on later.
The first year that I actually, like, did my homework, and they send out, like, a book on the candidates, and like, and it's hard too. It's hard because you don't know what sources that you could trust as far as getting your background information. But this is the first year that I actually, like, did research on all of the candidates for even, like, the local parties, and I went in there with a piece of paper with all the names of the people that I was voting for. Whereas in the past, like, when I was an uneducated voter, like a lot of people out there are, I was like, oh, well, his name sounds cool. Or I know somebody that has that last name. And you kind of
I've heard about him enough.
Or, oh, he had a lot of signs on the street that I saw. He had a good advertising campaign. And so, like, I that's why I think that it's important to actually do your research.
I agree. I must admit, though, I have been more educated recently, at least in the last 4 years, than I have been any other time. During the last election, anybody who watches SourceFed, the YouTube channel SourceFed, they did a lot of coverage on, you know, the election, and they talking to, you know, different sides, and, you know, at the meetings. And I watched SourceFed religiously. Like, I watched every episode, so it was like I was learning, and I'm like, okay, I got it. And for me, like, I don't really like the news because it's just like want, but like, they speak on my level, and I get it, and I'm like, word, okay, I understand. I'm still not registering, but thank you for educating me.
And plus, that's a whole other can of worms, is the fact that a lot of media channels are sponsored by certain political parties and people that, you know, have a say in what gets said and what doesn't get said. Like that whole thing that was going on in South America, and you know, how, you know, there was people that were just being killed for having a freedom of speech, and huge riots, and it didn't get like any news coverage here. So
I don't know. I've thought about registering a couple times. I just haven't made that, you know, decision to actually follow through and do it yet. I guess just because it's not that I don't care. It's just some of the things that we're voting on, I don't feel like I'm going to make any real difference, or they don't affect me. I think if there were more things that I noticed affect me, maybe I would register.
Well,
so guys, in the comments below, let us know if you're registered to vote, and if not, what is your reason for not registering? Okay, so we're going to wrap this up with the question of the day. Question of the day. Who's your favorite photo place to get your family photos done?
I don't really get pictures taken. I used to be like a member of Picture People, and like I used to go there a lot, but I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where like when you're a parent for the first time, you go all crazy, and I would go like every month to get pictures of my kid. Like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. I gotta go get a picture of them with like a huge
Well,
heart.
that's how they market it to you.
Yeah.
Like I used to work at Sears Portrait Studio, and I loved getting pictures done there. But I think that's because I love the photographer. Shout out Julie if you're watching. But yeah, like Sears Portrait Studio is my go-to place. But I didn't know I could get my kids' pictures done so cheap every other month if I wanted to. I thought it was gonna be like hundreds of dollars and all this and everything. So I never really went until Angel was 1. So, but my
Portrait Innovations too.
The 2 places I like were Target and Sears Portrait Studio.
I never even knew Target did pictures.
Oh yeah, I went to one in Durham. They were pretty good too. I like their props.
But I guess now if I wanted pictures done, I would just call her.
That's right, photomeetsdesign.com. Check it out if you're in the Raleigh-Durham area or Philadelphia, because I go there in the summers and do pictures. Alright guys, well, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and have a great night. Bye. Hey, don't just watch Random Thoughts, be a guest. Email me at thedmarie82@gmail.com and tell me what you want to talk about. Ashley was saying that we should talk about life hacks. And when you said life hacks, I went, what the heck is a life hack?
You've never heard of a life hack?
Never heard of it.
Really?
But when I Googled it, I went, well, that's kind of like stuff I do all the time.
Yeah.